Here's a button that says go live when you're there, so. There you go. I see. Okay, you get a little red button. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. All right. All right. So. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, nice. Because I'm following you when you went live. The app informed me that you went live. Yeah. So I can just tap on the alert and it brings me right to your stream. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, no, it's funny. So I guess it's broadcasting our conversation. All right. Yeah, I bet that's probably going to be one of the biggest hurdles for YouTube at this point is the content ID bullshit. They've got more money than Twitch to deal with that. I mean, and that's their own technology. It's their own. I mean, they just have to work on their own technology for that shit. The responsive design on this is really nice for the site, though. Yeah, it's pretty good so far. My phone and the desktop are there's a little bit of lag between the two, but it looks good. I have to say, it looks about the same as Twitch, though. Well, no, the frame rate's better. Yeah, the frame rate's better, but I mean, the frame rate's way better. Not 60, but not 15 either. And the effects aren't as choppy, but it definitely doesn't look to be. It also doesn't look high res or high def, but it looks good. Like I said, and the frame rate's nice and consistent. So on both, yeah. All right. The mobile app does seem to. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna see if it goes automatic. Last time I hit refresh to bring up your stream. This time I'm going, oh, there it goes. Yeah, let's see. How does that? I don't know where the chat is. Hold on. Where's the? Um, right. There's chat. I'll do it on my phone. Well, it might be. It might be. Well, on my web, it says there's 0 people watching, but it might just be because I'm watching on both my web and my phone. Yeah. Where is the? Yeah. Yeah, it is. I'm trying to. Does seem to be moving smoother. I mean, I would say it's up, maybe not exactly 60, but maybe close to it. Yeah, a little bit. The frame rate definitely seems smoother. I'm just trying to. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the mobile app too and see if there's any difference there. I think it has to buffer for a second. Um, I don't know. The frame rate's, I mean, miles ahead of Twitch, no doubt. Yeah. 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 I wish that there was a way from. Wish there was a way for me to look and. Ah, you son of a bitch. Oh, here we go. Here's the chat. Fucking stupid ads. Here we go. There we go. So it only lets me go up to 720p. I clicked on the overall video and then it brought up the chat and it brought up the options to change the settings. And it's only letting me go as high as 720. I'm I'm gonna hit refresh on that. What I like in the mobile app is that it sort of does all this resetting stuff automatically. I feel like with the desktop, I have to sort of do manual like F5 and shit. Mm. Wait, you're talking about Twitch or uh, yeah, yeah. Well, I can tell you this. So it never let me select above 720 once you reset, but it did let me select 720 at 60 frames, and I'm definitely getting 60 frames now. Yeah, I can tell. I can just tell just by looking at it. It's super smooth, which is fine. To be honest with you, I'd rather have 720 at 60 frames than uh, a high def stream that's like between 15 and 30, going back and forth between that range. Yeah. Yeah, I suspect I might have to work on some of that shit. It's got a buffer. When I had to let mine buffer for a second. Right. All right. I guess like anything else, you just get used to it. I don't even really love the mouse I have for my laptop. I just have an HP wireless mouse. It's decent, but it's not anything like my fucking Microsoft mice. Yeah, I love, dude. They're just my favorite. They're just so. It's one of those things where you can get all your fancy fucking Razer mice and with all the extra buttons and shit by the thumb. Sometimes simple is just better. And those Microsoft mice are they've just never been. I've never used anything better than those things. You never did get Halo MCC, did you? Did you? I think I'm gonna hop on with Chess later tonight. By the way, he's probably going to change his gamer tag. We won't be able to call him Chess anymore. He created a character in Grand Theft Auto a while ago that he's become quite enamored with, named Slip Keegan. And yeah, and I think he's well, not sort of. He told me last night he's seriously considering changing his gamer tag to Slip Keegan because I also feel like yeah, he's gonna yeah right because he just feels like there's already like a bunch of different chess dogs on the fucking Xbox. He wants something original and unique. So I was like, yeah, I get that. And fucking Zarathustra and Uncle Thursday. We can certainly endorse the uniqueness. Consistently, I've been watching it the whole time, and I haven't seen any real. I mean, the only time there's a frame rate drop is when you had all your little minions and yourself standing at like that tree stump for a second. I don't know why that was, but that got a little choppy. But then you got all these other fucking things running on the screen, and it doesn't drop at all. Like right now, it's just not dropping. Looks good. And I also like that when, like I was just complaining about Twitch. So when I load up my YouTube gaming whatever page, and then I can go over to the right column. There's a sidebar and it has all the people I'm following. I click on you. It just brings me right to your page, like stuff that you've previously done. If you're streaming live, it shows right at the top. Like it just is intuitive. I think it's better than Twitch. I mean, I know that, you know, people when they develop an affinity for a particular, like Twitch was sort of the first big name in game streaming because they were doing it before Google was actually, or YouTube. So people tend to probably, you know, remain with that, but I just think that this is better. And this is just, I've watched a ton of stuff on Twitch. I watch stuff on the Xbox. The Xbox app works better than anything else I've used. Like for Twitch, yeah, it works best on Xbox, and even then, sometimes it's still shitty. My other, yeah, I don't even look at the chat because normally I'm watching either games I like that have cool narrative, and I'm not really interested in what the fuck people say, like the Dota championships. I watch on my Xbox, or I watch like hot girls playing shit, and you know, I don't really care what I don't want. I'm not interested in other dudes trying to fucking phone bone. Who cares? Little chop right there. Don't know why, but then it's fine now. And you know, by the way, too, it might also be buffering stuff. I mean, that's because when things are buffering, like the stream, you know, it's kind of it slows down, so it's really not. Yeah, that's not necessarily it's to be expected, I guess. I can't wait till you get your computer too, because you you'll be able to like do a lot of cool shit on Steam, I'm sure, because you have all those Steam sales and stuff. I don't know if you've bought stuff on Steam too much, but there's a ton of really cool fucking games. Like lately, I've been playing Transistor on Steam. Love that game. What a great game! And of course, I saw you post that on Twitter. Yeah. Well, to be fair, there is Spartan Assault. That wasn't too bad. Yeah, that's fun. But let's make it a revival because you have it was actually a game I got on Steam. You can do twin stick with it. I'm pretty sure. Is fuck the hell's it called? There's a couple out there. They're making a revival with you know the graphics, the 16-bit graphics. I don't remember the name of this goddamn thing. I'm sorry, 8-bit, not 16-bit. There's a real popular one. Oh yeah, Hotline Miami. That was a big one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You know who made that was the guys that made that hacking game from the early 2000s, which for some Uplink, which I loved. They made this really awesome hacking simulator called Uplink, which was fantastic for its time. And those are the people that made Prison Architect. It's really cool. Oh, you were talking about The Escapist, though, so that's actually not the same game. It sounded like the same thing. But Transistor, man, what a cool fucking game. I have how many fucking games do I have? I have 109 Steam games. Right. Right. Yeah, I most of those games came from Humble Bundle. Like probably all but two of them, three of them maybe. Just because Humble Bundle, you get like 10 games for, and I always go as cheap as I can go. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Because some of these games are really good, and the developers totally should get more money, but let some other whale pay for it because I can't afford it. It's looking good, dude. The frame rate isn't really dropping, even with all this shit right now on the screen, and the resolution isn't like it's not doing a whole lot of like dropping the resolution to buffer or anything. It's staying. It's. I think it's significantly better experience than Twitch. Plus the discoverability, right? Like I was starting to say, you get on here, like I can see you. I get on Twitch, I'm like, okay, if I'm looking for a game, I mean that part's easy. If I want to see who's playing fucking Transistor. I can find it, they bring up, and then they order them by how many watchers they have, which is okay, I guess. I don't know if that's the best measure by what, you know what I mean? Like, because it becomes almost right, right, because it's right up front. And the thing is that there's no guarantee that just because everyone's watching it, it's the most interesting one. That's a whole different metric by which you're trying to qualify, a stream. So I mean that's a whole, but yeah, I don't know. I just kind of maybe hopefully Google can do it because Google's whole thing is about relevance, right? So I don't know. We'll see. I was listening. I mean, it's been on all the tech podcasts lately. Google's game thing, and a lot of people are saying that there doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, um, it's not a winner take all situation, right? What they like to call a zero sum game. Like there's plenty of room for the streaming thing, but the truth is there really like people ultimately just want to have their single go-to source? Like, is it Twitch that's the best, or is it Google or YouTube that's the best? Where do I really want to spend my time? Yeah, yeah, that's recent. There was another. I mean, I remember when YouTube came out, and there was another popular video streaming, like a video online video service. I can't remember the name of it. No, before Vimeo. Nah, this is. I mean, those. What was it? I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was like my video or something. It was actually like as pop. It came out slightly before YouTube. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was a longer name. It wasn't as like compact as like YouTube or Vidler or Vimeo. It was like my web video. Or I can't remember the name of it. Damn it! I used to watch it all the time. It was all kinds of shit. The fuck was the name of it? Anyway, but yeah, I mean, but YouTube came out, and I just think that they had, um, well, because right, because before Google owned them, they were just kind of competing with these other. What the fuck was that name? That's gonna bug the shit out of me. But yeah, then Google bought them and put all their resources into it. So we'll see. And I'm curious. Right. I'm curious to see what Twitch will do with Amazon's resources. I feel like Amazon, whatever Amazon's planning to do with Twitch, we haven't yet seen it. I don't see why not. They have 4K support in their I mean, how is this different from? I mean, this is all the same technology. They just fucking rebranded it, right? Like it's not anything new. It's not like they have some special codec just for YouTube gaming. It's all the same shit. And they have 4K streaming, or they have 4K archive. Yeah, they have 4K video. I don't know if they have 4K streaming. That'd be kind of fucking. That'd be the shit, dude. I had, yeah, I went on. I was telling you this before. Like I went on and watched some 4K videos on YouTube on my TV because it's 4K, and it was pretty spectacular. 4K with 60 frames. Yeah, 4K with 60 frames would be pretty fucking beautiful. Ironically, it doesn't matter because yeah, I was gonna say it's a lot of bandwidth and a lot of games couldn't do that now. Xbox especially. That's fine. That's what she said. Hello. No, nope, none. It does. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Well, I honestly think that all video services have a real. I don't. some genius is going to come along with some way to, I don't know, to figure out tailored to people's needs or interests somehow. I don't know. Like for example, even Netflix, like or Hulu is a great example since we have Hulu. Hulu, I'll see commercials for shit. I'm like, oh my god, Hulu has the A team. Like, unless like that component, like you just said, where unless I'm looking for a specific thing, then I can search for it and find it. But what about the stuff I don't know about? What if I never heard of Attack on Titan in Netflix, and that would be totally up my alley? Like, how does Netflix connect me with the stuff I'm most interested in? Because there's so much like when I say crap, I don't mean shit. I just mean like there's so much stuff on there. How do I find the stuff that I'm most interested in? And even if you go by filter by genre, right? Okay, fine. So I go into anime or I go into horror. Like, okay, great. You're gonna throw what? Like, how do you figure? What is the determining algorithm to throw a bunch of shit at me? Like, how do you figure that out? And I think it's the same for those services as it is for like Twitch and now YouTube Gaming. How do you do that? Like, what's the what? I don't know. I have no idea. Fucking hiccups. Fuck you. Right. I hate it when they drop rift key fragments. Wow, it's not even dark out yet. No. I saw you post that on Twitter saying it was harder than you remember. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Oh, that's what you posted. You get your Nintendo fingers back or some shit. No, but I saw your stuff. If I'm not, I mean, normally I see it on Twitter, but sometimes I also see it bubble through to Facebook. So I saw you talking to some girl or something about it. So what's the site? Oh wow, that's ideal. I believe it. Yeah, yeah, that's not even acceptable. Yeah, that's interesting. Um, I my YouTube username I think is just maybe North. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Actually, I mean, I just sign in as me. You could try Nora Thustra. I don't. I think it's just Bill Ahern. I don't know. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know how to determine that. I don't know. Maybe try my email. I don't because I don't think Google doesn't really care that my handle is Nora Thustra. Yeah, I don't see where my settings are. All right, let's see. Yeah, Bill Ahern. Okay. Um, okay, that seems to work apparently. I don't see anything. I'm just gonna reload. That sort of indicate that. Twitch lets you know because it gives you a little. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Yes, it does. It does. Next to your name, you have the crown. Next to mine, I have a little wrench. Yeah, I guess you can't see me. I'm gonna. Uh, yeah. All right. You don't see my name with that though. Oh, all right. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, just has a show. Yeah, no, yeah, I think you'll have workarounds. I mean, it might not be as nice as what Twitch is doing. They'll probably improve it over time, but I think for right now, you'll have ways to get to it. You could even, yeah. I mean, hell, at this point, if you're playing on, if they make this accessible to Xbox at some point, you could even probably do it just through your phone. That'd be weird, though. I don't know. I don't know. The chat thing with me with these streaming things, I realize that streamers want to do it because they want to engage with their audience and be, they want to acknowledge that because I guess that's what the fuck. Right, yeah, like the audience, I guess, expects that. I don't care. Like, almost like it could be. I mean, realize it's real time, but it could almost be like a podcast at this point. Like for me, I just want to be a passive audience member. I don't need to be fucking having shout outs and shit. But that's just me. I mean, Jesus, it is. I I still am baffled that people honestly want to sit here and watch another human being play. But if you're a gamer, right? Like, why do you want to watch somebody playing games? Why don't you just go play one? Yeah, that's true. Like, I wish more people played Netrunner on these streaming services. Not a lot of Netrunner players. There are. I mean, you can go find it on YouTube, but it's not a lot. Mm. Probably. I'm not really sure why do you see her on there. Yeah. Did Joe update to 10 or no? I fucking love it. Love it. Yeah. No, it doesn't. Yeah, there was a whole lot of worked up, frothy indignation with the privacy violations. It's not send screenshots. But it does dial back, and you can turn it all off. It's just on by default, and as usual, people are like, "Wow, why are you spying on me, Microsoft?" Like, no, whatever. They're trying to improve this shit, and they're trying to really, the thing is, like, one of the things that people are pissed off about is, well, first of all, to address the whole like spying on you, it's not, and it was overblown in the press. And then of course all of the reasonable assessments that came out and said, oh well, we've looked into it and we see what it's doing and it's not as invasive as you think, but that shit's not, it's, it doesn't get clicks. People want to be offended and they want to have their fucking ire stoked. So, but one of the things that people are annoyed by is that Microsoft does, by default, force app updates. So system updates, any apps you're using through the App Store. And by the way, oh right, the other thing, the App Store is another thing that got people pissed. But it it forces updates, and they're trying to security updates, and they were trying to make it so that once everyone gets onto Windows 10, which a lot of people have, actually, the adoption rate of Windows, right, exactly, and yeah, yeah, and so Microsoft can get people in and then start buying the other enterprise software. So the apps, like the security stuff, automatically downloads and installs because they're trying to sort of like give a kick in the ass to the people who aren't getting the security updates. Like some people just like aren't downloading the security updates, and then the press comes out and says, "Ugh, Microsoft OS is insecure. Typical Microsoft stuff," spelled with the $ for the S. Like, and Microsoft's like, "Dude, we're trying to fucking help you. Download the fucking updates." You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what the fuck more? So people were pissed off about that. And another thing people were pissed off about, and this got completely blown out of proportion, was they were talking about the headlines were for a while. This was like 2 weeks ago. Microsoft now has DRM baked into Windows 10 that will look for any pirated games you have on your system and then send information back to Microsoft, which was so far off base from what was really happening. So basically the App Store on Windows 10 functions like Steam. And if you buy a game through that App Store in Windows 10, it's going to have its own Steam-like DRM, and all the stuff that entails. So probably if you're offline, you can play it offline, but it kind of does like a key check next time you're back online, whatever Steam does. But people were like, "Raw, they're scanning your system for pirated games." Like, no, they're not. Yeah, yeah. Google does it too. I fucking enabled it on my phone. Right. What you're doing is it's reporting back heuristics for that kind of thing, voice and type text prediction, whatever the fuck they call that. So it's just hilarious to me that they're trying to find ways to make this technology smarter and better, and people are just getting butthurt about it. I turned it off for a while, but I turned it on. It doesn't work. Like, it's like 50-50. I'm using Bing with um, Windows Edge. Bing results are decent, but they're just not Google search results. They're just not. And Cortana, she bugs me. Oh, sorry. No, I'm not talking to you, Cortana. Um, uh, you'll know if Cortana isn't working because it does the little, like, it kind of does jumbly text, like it's like listening to you, and like as you start saying things, like the jumbly text turns into your words. It's a neat effect, but if the jumbly text doesn't, you know, start spelling out the shit you're saying, you'll be like, it'll have fucking whatever fucking name is Jen. What the fuck? I can't remember her name now. But the girl who actually does the voice of Katana, she'll get up there and be like, I can't connect to the internet right now. I didn't understand what you said. So, but I am connected to the internet. It's just not. It's just has some work to do. It's pretty cool. Well, the other cool thing is with Windows Edge, if you like highlight something in Chrome and you right click on what you highlighted, it'll say, search for that thing you highlighted with Google. And with Cortana, it'll say, like, whatever you highlighted, it says ask Cortana. And then with the search, a little sidebar pops out on the right and has like information on what you're asking about. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Right. Um, well, wait. You're talking about YouTube. Well, I know that that's interesting. Live. Yeah, I don't know because, like I said, there's a right sidebar. The app just informed me, and then I can. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's right here. It has the normal like watch question mark v equals jumbly text. So it's like right in the URL, like it always is. I never understood that. Like, what is that sort of weird Snapchat thing where it's impermanent? You know, like I don't understand that. Why isn't it just like forever archived? Certainly, Google has the capability to do it for infinity. Well, what does that mean? Oh, but it still archives it. All right. All right. Yeah, that's cool then. When you hit the go live button for the YouTube gaming, what did it do? Did you give a bunch of options to connect your component for streaming and shit, or what? Wait, what couldn't you find? Oh, I see. Gotcha. Yeah. That's weird. But I see it posted it to Twitter. Let's see what happens. I'm curious if I hit the link, will it bring me to the YouTube app or the YouTube gaming app? Yeah, just brought me to YouTube. Well, let's see. There's live chat. Let's Let's see. Oh, I'm doing it now. Came up. Yeah, if this is in fact the fucking gaming app or if it's just the YouTube app. It's just YouTube app, I think. Yeah, no, it's working. It's working for me. Hmm. Yeah. For your Xbox? Nice. You're gonna transfer your games to it? You should transfer any games that you play with some regularity because the bus is going to be faster. Yeah, the funny thing, I remember reading that the bus to the USB drives is faster than the one that's built into the Xbox. So you're actually going to get a little less latency on your drive reads if you yeah if you set your main the games are. N- No, I mean, it makes sense in that technology tends to do that kind of dumb shit, right? Like they probably, in order to keep the cost down of building the system, those are like some of the corners that they cut. Like, whatever they're using for lower bus speeds. You know what I mean? Like just trying to save money wherever they could by doing shit like that. So then when you buy a high end, USB, stateless drive that, or solid state drive that'll have those kinds of features because they're cheaper to build than a whole fucking game console. So I mean, it kind of makes sense, but it's one of those things you're like, huh, that's a weird decision to make. But whatever the case is, to be honest, it's probably negligible. It's only by like, you know, I read if you have like a 4 meg bus on a drive, the Xbox is like 3 meg, so it's not like, but it might make enough of a difference sometimes. Whatever. Anyway, I transferred all my shit to my fucking terabyte. How much? You said you had a 4 terabyte? Fuck me, dude. Wow, that's really cheap. I thought you were going to say it was more than that. I need to get one of those things. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what's really great about the Xbox is if you just delete all your games, whatever, like you could transfer them, but I think what it winds up doing is just re-downloading to the new drive is that all of your game saves are automatically in the cloud. Where with the 360, you had to select if you wanted it local or this, they're all in the cloud. So if I deleted like Destiny, if I download Destiny next year, it's gonna have all my shit. Like I don't have to worry about, and I put everything on. It's true. Like any game, like if I'm just fucking playing Dying Light and I download it to and I buy a brand new drive or I have a brand new Xbox, all my save stuff is still there. It's really cool. I just think I love cloud computing. Anyway, I think this looks better. And my personal opinion is I'd much rather watch games on YouTube gaming. Yeah, but of course, if the general consensus is that Twitch is still the king, and that's where all the interesting people are going to be. Although, from my perspective, I haven't really found a lot of interesting people. So for me, it's just still watching the games I want to see played. Like I'll definitely be watching Mad Max when that comes out, just to see what it looks like. And of course, right now, Xbox kind of hooks right into Twitch, so I'll be Temple of the Divine Erection. Oh, look at that. The Ruin of Sescheron. Cleanse the cursed shrine. All right, dude. I'm going to take off. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Are you, yeah, I was gonna say, have you downloaded any, or are you on the preview program? Are you able to download the backwards compatible games yet? Uh, uh, yeah, I downloaded Gears of, like I have, just stuff from my 360 that I've been able to play, like fucking Perfect Dark which is funny because it's the Perfect Dark from N64, not the revamp that they did for the launch of Xbox 360. So I'm playing like an N64 game on my fucking Xbox One. It's pretty sweet. Rare replay. Yeah, all the stuff that's already been remastered and tweaked to work for Xbox One. Like if you have Gears of War, because they did that with the Gears of War special, like whatever revamp edition, you can get all the previous versions. If you already paid for it on 360 and it's already been optimized, it just automatically will show up in your previous games, like currently owned games thing in your game section. So I have like a whole bunch of games that popped up that are 360 games, like um, that fucking epic chair game, that fucking side scroller. It was really cool. I forget the name of it. That a bunch of stuff showed up. So, and it was just one day I was sitting there. I was like, all of a sudden I had like my library was doubled. So that was neat. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you buy that special edition, you get all that right. And if you own them digitally, like if you bought them digitally, not just on a disc, then they would appear, all of them, because they've already been remastered, they would appear on your games library. And they will once that update is out of preview program and into just the mainstream. So as I look at if you bought a lot of games like I did, as they get added to the backwards compatible list, they'll just show up in your games library. Yeah, yeah, and they're going to start. They're eventually going to start looking at, because the way they do it, they just create a virtual. They create like a virtual machine to a virtual 360. And Phil Spector said that they're already looking at doing the same thing for original Xbox games. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there are 360 games I don't necessarily even want to play, to be honest. Like, you know what I mean? Like once you get up to this level of fidelity, why? Because games last generation don't have the kind of same nostalgia as, say, playing like an 8-bit game or playing Zelda, right? Like there were good games, like, but it's like, because I don't think the jump from last generation to this generation has been so massive that there's really enough to warrant like, oh god, the graphics are like quaint. Like it's no, they're just bad now. They just don't hold up well because there's no like, because 8-bit and even 16-bit games were like certain stylized choices that had to be made because of limitations. Once you got into the 3D world, like if I went back, like who really wants to play like some of the original Smackdowns from the PlayStation? They were terrible. They were terrible. There's no nostalgia. They just sucked. And you look at them, like the fucking graphics were all fucked up and shit, like pixelated. Nah, fuck that. Well, again, because those were stylized, so I went and bought that shit. You know what I mean? Like I totally would. I am playing it. That's what I'm saying, right? And they made certain interesting aesthetic choices due to the limitations, which makes them sort of worthy of the nostalgia, as opposed to a 3D game where the graphical fidelity is the only real thing that distinguishes it from modern generation. Like, oh, it's lower frame rate, lower graphics. So basically, it's like a modern game, just uglier, you know? Where the mechanics and the aesthetic had to be very different from, like say N64, because it's a whole different architecture they're dealing with. And for the record, while I thoroughly enjoyed playing the N64 games, they are fun. I do like going down there, sitting down there and playing. It does make me want to play like it made me buy WWE 2K15 because I wanted to play something with modern fidelity. Again, there is nostalgia and it is fun and they were great games. But yeah, they're sort of like it was good. It was good. So, all right, dude, I'm gonna bounce. Yep, later. Later.